A teenager was stabbed by a complete stranger, and not long after that, the stranger who was the suspect was found deceased as well. This teenager on the left was fatally stabbed in his sleep. This was this past Sunday on June 8th, and it was inside a luxury Miami high-rise apartment. Police said the attacker was a complete stranger who slipped into the building undetected. According to police, 17-year-old Dominic Farrell, the victim here on the left, was formerly a student at St. Peter and Paul Catholic School, but it was said he was most recently a student at Miami Beach Senior High School, so I'm not sure if he had transferred or what. But he was found deceased with multiple stab wounds. He was inside a unit on the 34th floor of the Icon Brickell building, which reportedly overlooks the bay. The suspect is pictured here on the right. This is 26-year-old Kyrell Kell, and he entered the lobby of the building by closely following a group of residents who lived there. He was able to bypass key fob access. He then reportedly got into the apartment Dominic was staying in due to the door being unlocked. Dominic was asleep when the attack took place. His father then reportedly found his son after the stabbing, and he immediately called 911. Surveillance footage shows Kyrell, the suspect, fleeing from the scene and entering a nearby construction site, and that was across Brickell Avenue. Police said that Kyrell's body was then found at that site and that it looked like he had died from a fall from an upper floor. Investigators have not determined, though, whether or not the fall was intentional or accidental. Police said there was no known connection between the victim and his killer whatsoever. It was said once the suspect got to the building, he was then seen trying to open several doors. They were all locked, but the first door that he got to that was unlocked was the apartment that Dominic was staying in. It seems to me like he was just looking for someone to kill. Kyrell had recently arrived in Miami. I believe he was visiting, and he had come from Arizona, and that was just a few days before the stabbing, and reportedly he had a documented history of mental illness. Now, this is what happened in a nutshell, but since the incident came out in the news, more reports are coming out about both the suspect and the victim. In regards to Dominic, the teen victim, it was said he was not even supposed to be at that apartment that his dad had reportedly been renting. That's because court documents say that Dominic's mother and father are in the middle of a very hard and rocky divorce, and she had recently filed a restraining order against his dad, whose apartment it was, and he was not supposed to be anywhere around his 4 children. Now, as for Kyrell, the suspect, his former landlord has since said he wasn't surprised to hear the news that he killed someone. He said when Kyrell was his tenant, he got the worst vibes from him. He recalled a time he went to the property that Kyrell was staying at to check in and inspect it. It was said it was a complete mess. The furniture was completely destroyed. Trash was everywhere, mold, old food. The landlord said it was unlivable. He said there was old meat in the freezer and it stunk to high heavens. The landlord said the suspect definitely gave him Jeffrey Dahmer vibes and said to himself he's definitely going to read about him in the news one day, and well, he was right. According to reports, a judge has now granted Dominic, the victim's mom, an emergency motion to retrieve his body, and they are now planning his funeral. This is absolutely unreal, and it's even more heartbreaking to think Dominic was not even supposed to be there. The randomness of this attack is so scary. I believe the suspect was just looking for a kill. My prayers go out to all of Dominic's loved ones. For more true crime, be sure to follow. And if you're ever on YouTube, make sure to subscribe.